Welcome back to another episode of Wrestle Capsule, where you'll be getting your weekly dose of pro wrestling talk. And I'm your host, B-Dub. So welcome back to the show. Today, I want to talk about SmackDown, and let's just jump right into it. So the whole thing with Happy Corbin and Pat McAfee, I thoroughly enjoy it. It's so funny. I love how they kept replaying Pat kicking Happy Corbin in the nuts. It was funny. I know it's, elementary and childish, but it was funny. It was funny. I thought it was hilarious. And I love how he went into like NFL style and was like pausing it, trying to get different, circling it with the tablet, circling yellow. I thought it was funny. And it was a good segue into Ricochet and Happy Corbin having their first match of the night for SmackDown Live. Guys, if you hear thunder, I apologize. Atlanta's angry, so hopefully you don't hear too much of it in the recording. But yeah, it's so good. Like, I love Ricochet. I've always been a fan of him ever since NXT. Ever since I remember he had the North American Championship when he was in NXT. Ricochet has been pretty much pushed to the wayside and had his momentum crushed ever since he got onto the main roster. So it is very good that Triple H is rebuilding him, and to have him start off Friday Night Smackdown, that is pretty huge. So I've always thought that Ricochet was an amazing wrestler, underrated superstar in the WWE. So I look forward to seeing more of him and see what else Triple H is going to do. And of course, Ricochet won, and Pat was enjoying every minute of it. I love how Happy Corbin was so butthurt about it. It was so funny. It was so funny. I feel like Pat McAfee makes the commentary on SmackDown funnier, more entertaining. Okay, so the whole angle with Sami Zayn and the bloodline, Sami Zayn being so obsessed with the bloodline, trying to be a part of the whole group, a part of the whole tribe, trying to kiss up to the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. I feel like Sami Zayn is better than that. And I know that it's Vince's storyline, and you just got to make sure that the storyline, carries out. Like, I hate when storylines are abruptly done, no matter how sucky they are, because of the whole continuity thing, and it just takes you out of the whole show as a whole and just reminds you, oh, it's just a storyline, it's not real. But I don't like the whole angle with Sami Zayn. It seems that Vince always had, like, ever since he got into, like, for the past couple of years, Sami Zayn has been either crazy into his conspiracy theories about WWE trying to, fire him or ignore him or whatever, or he's always put with a celebrity to obsess about and wrestle with. And I feel like Sami Zayn is better than that. So I hope as time goes on, something happens where there'll be a shift in how Sami Zayn is portrayed on SmackDown Live. I did like how the Usos, especially Jay, was getting super irritated with Sami. And Jimmy was just kind of like threading Sami along. Oh, I'm going to text you, bro. I'm going to text you. What was really funny, it was later on in the show where Jay Uso just got super fed up and was like, basically, you don't have no gold. You don't have a championship. Everybody is championship up. Roman got championships. We, the Usos, got championships, and you the only one here that ain't got no championships. So you need to win something, or you can't wear that bloodline shirt anymore. So that was funny. They did Sami Zayn dirty, but that was funny. So the whole thing with Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ludwig Kaiser, I'm a bit overseeing these two in a match, but I get it. I know it's a part of the storyline. Kaiser is sort of a gatekeeper for Gunther. So when wrestlers are challenging for the Intercontinental, they have to go through Kaiser to get to Gunther. So I get that, but I'm happy that that is over at this point. And now we're going to see Shinsuke Nakamura wrestle against Gunther. So I'm looking forward to seeing Gunther finally defend his title. But I must say, in the match with Ludwig Kaiser, Shinsuke was giving me Shinsuke Nakamura vibes from NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling Shinsuke Nakamura. And I was really, really, really enjoying it. I am seeing a pattern with a lot of the NXT veterans that have been on the main roster for quite some time. I'm seeing them sort of come out of their shell again. And they're really reminding me of when they were on NXT and why wrestling fans like me and you were so into the storylines that they were in, how amazing they were in the ring, and just they were so individual and so they had their own flair and they really took their characters seriously and they stuck with it. So to see Shinsuke kind of going back into the way he used to be in the ring, how he gets so like, come on, like I love when Shinsuke does that. It's like signature Nakamura. So I'm loving it. I see it. I hope you guys are seeing it too, and I hope it just keeps going. Can I just say that I love the whole dynamic between Gunther, aka Walter, and Ludwig Kaiser. Oh my gosh. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. But I love their dynamic because it's freaked up because Ludwig keeps losing in all his matches, and every time he loses, he gets chest spanked by Gunther. Like, I feel bad for the guy, but it's entertaining. It really is. Hopefully he'll be able to win a match without Gunther's help, or he'll just win a match because he'll just win a match. It was a match between Shinsuke Nakamura and him, and Shinsuke Nakamura won. And then after that, Shinsuke was like, Gunther, I want that Intercontinental Championship on your waist, bruh. So we'll see how that plays out. Yo, the highlight of my night was the whole Liv Morgan situation. Liv Morgan addressing the controversy at SummerSlam. Ugh. These are the moments, like sometimes the live crowd at the WWE events really disappoints me, but this night, Friday night, they did not disappoint me because Liv, when she came out, people were like, yay, it's Liv Morgan, we love you, yay. And then she started talking because Kayla Braxton was interviewing Liv Morgan to find out like where she stands with this whole controversy thing with her winning over Ronda for her retaining the SmackDown Women's Championship. And the moment she started making excuses and was just talking in general, it was just an automatic, just like, we ain't having it. Boo, you tapped out. You tapped out. You tapped out. And I started laughing because I was just like, thank you, audience. Thank you. Hey, I love Liv Morgan. I'm so happy that she has a championship finally, and she has this opportunity to show her skills in the ring and show that she can be champion. But that whole, like I said before, it is documented. I said before in the SummerSlam review video, my first video on this channel, that this whole controversial win over Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship was going to taint her character. She's supposed to be a face, and I feel like it messed with her momentum. Like, it really did, and I don't like how it ended. I get why it ended like that because Ronda is the baddest woman on the planet. Like, she will armbar your arm out of its socket. Like, she's good. But this is a chance for Liv Morgan to be champion and to stay champion. So I get why that happened, and they had to do it like that to make it so it doesn't take anything away from Ronda, but it takes away from Liv because people were not buying it and people were showing and expressing how they were feeling in the crowd. So they weren't having it. They were not having it at all. So after that kind of did a segue into the next match, which was the Gauntlet Match. And whoever won that Gauntlet Match was going to face Liv Morgan at Clash at the Castle, which makes sense because Ronda Rousey is suspended. She got suspended because she beat up a referee at SummerSlam. Like, it makes sense. So for the Gauntlet Match, I think this was a really good move on Triple H's part to showcase the female talent on SmackDown, especially since we have women like Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya, Shotzi, Xia Li, Sonya Deville, Aaliyah, and then of course Shayna Baszler. So all of these women in this Gauntlet Match, I feel like that was a really smart move. But what was super weird about this match was how fast it went. And pretty much Raquel was dominating the entire thing, flying through women left and right up until it was between Shayna Baszler and Raquel. So, I mean, that was the one part that I didn't enjoy. I wish it would have been a little bit longer. But I understand. It kind of makes sense, especially since Raquel is the biggest female wrestler within the Gauntlet Match. But I would have liked to see it go on just a little bit longer than it did. So in the end, Shayna Baszler won. And I'm happy. I'm happy that Shayna Baszler won. It would have been cool if Natalya won. That would have been good storyline. And even Raquel Rodriguez. I like Raquel Rodriguez. I feel like she's getting better and better in the ring. And I look forward to seeing what Triple H is going to do with her. But yeah, I'm happy that Shayna Baszler won because I feel like she's been on the sidelines. So to see her get this push to be able to challenge Liv and have that championship match at Clash at the Castle, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what happens. I want to see if Liv Morgan is going to retain the title or not. What's funny is that Liv Morgan had that match with Ronda Rousey, who has MMA background. And then now she's going to have a match with Shayna Baszler, who also has an MMA background. We'll see what happens. I love the Viking Raiders. I just do. They're big dudes, but those dudes can move. Those big guys can move. And I love that they are heels, and I love the aggression. It was Eric from the Viking Raiders versus Kofi Kingston because Xavier's out with an injury. Big E's still out with his neck injury. Kofi came out of nowhere and started beating the Viking Raiders with this kendo stick. And I'm telling you, like, he was trying to beat the kendo stick into their skin. And it was a good segue into Eric and him having a match. And Kofi Kingston won with a roll-up. Now, let me say this. At first, when they did the announcement that there was going to be a tournament to see who was going to win the women's tag team championships, I have to admit, I felt a certain type of way. You guys already know a little bit of how I feel about the women's tag team championships. I talked a little bit about it in my video about the whole Sasha Banks and Naomi walkout. And I am going to have another video that is just talking about the WWE women's tag team division, or lack thereof, in another video. Stay tuned for that. So, like I was saying, at first I was upset about it because I want Sasha and Naomi to just keep those belts, but they're not here. They are coming back, but they're not here. So I'm just like, we can't just have them vacant. And I remember I was talking about in that video how those belts should not be vacant. So it makes sense that they're going to have a tournament because there needs to be new champions. I get it. There needs to be new champions. There needs to be new WWE women's tag team champions. I get it. So I'm curious to see who's going to win those belts. We don't have any actual tag teams in the women's division at WWE in the main roster. So hopefully they're going to be having some new faces come up from NXT. I know they have some tag teams over there, because seeing two singles competitors just be clumped together in one tag team just to say that we're having a tag team tournament is not the business for me. That's going to be happening on Monday Night Raw. So we're going to see who's going to win. And I'm curious to see that. And I'm probably going to cover that as well because I'm curious to see what's going to happen. And I'm going to want to know what you guys think about it. Can we talk about the surprise? Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Can we talk about this surprise comeback return to WWE? Like I told you guys before, whether it's a pay-per-view or if it's, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, I don't care. I don't want to be on social media because I know social media is going to give it away. And it's going to be like, what's the point of me watching if I already know what is going to happen? So I'm so glad I stayed away from social media for Thursday and Friday, because I was totally surprised Karrion Kross coming out as Drew McIntyre is having words where Roman Reigns, the bloodline, being in the ring, and they're having a talk because they're preparing for Clash at the Castle for the undisputed championships. So when Karrion came out and Scarlett came out, I lost my marbles. I really did. I was so freaking excited. I'm so happy that Triple H is starting to bring back people who never should have been released from the company in the first place. I'm looking forward to it. I wonder if Karrion Kross is going to be that dude to beat Roman Reigns. I wonder. I'm throwing that out there. I wonder. Do I think he can do it? I need to see him in the ring again. It's been a while. I haven't really been following Karrion Kross and his indie wrestling, but I'm curious to see. I remember last time he was in WWE, man, he was hitting people hard. He was throwing people hard. So I'm curious to see how he is in the ring now. I'm looking forward to it for the next SmackDown Live. But oh my gosh, I love how Scarlett had like the hourglass and she turned it over and put it in the ring. It was just like, tick tock, boo, tick tock. It's only a matter of time before you're gonna lose that title, bruh. The titles, bruh. So that was a good ending to SmackDown. So overall, minus a few things that I had opinions about. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more episodes, because more episodes are coming soon. And don't forget to click that notification bell so you know when videos are coming up. Thanks guys for watching. Signing out. Bye.